Is it working now? Well, not only did the stream crash, I got booted out of my lobby. I got booted out of the game, I should say. A little disappointed. Yeah. I'm probably debating on whether to just separate the VODs in part or just to put them all together in one because of the crashes. Yeah, now I get to watch that cutscene again. So, hopefully it's safe in progress. A little annoying, not gonna lie. I was hoping it'd be a smooth stream, but guess not. Something else. Zion-san, come here, I need you. Fear not, my friends, help has arrived. There you are, Celesta. Hori and I were worried when you and your charge failed to return at the appointed hour. Gutted like a hog, but not by one. No, these wounds were made with a blade. Doesn't look like he put up much of a fight either. Nary a mark on his sword or his shield. I've heard nothing of any crystal braze operation in this area. What caused such Wolfred to come here? But what should we do? We should see the scholars. We will see to the scholars' protection, Solar soon. I and the boys remains. We should return to the Rising Stones. The antecedent will want to know what happened. And so do I. Yeah, it's getting juicy too, so that like all the DCs are really throwing the vibes off. Especially like look at this. We got rains, we got lightning. And we're close to the finish line too, so like Jesus Christ, of course. Found a body. Celestia, you returned and you seem troubled. Did the role of escort chafe so? Wilred dead, mayhap murdered by the 12. How can that be? I will send word to Alphino at once. He will want to conduct a full investigation and send word to Wilred's family. Gods, he was just a boy. Who would do this and why? Though recent events weighs heavily on our minds, we must needs set them aside for now. I like checking the chat. To make sure it's not. We are come to a defining moment in the Eorzea history. Grand commemoration of our joint defense of Ishgard, the first time in 15 long years that our people have stood side by side with their neighbors to the north to fight in common cause. This may mark the true rebirth of the Eorzean alliance. Failing that, it should at very least serve to bring our nations closer together. We have every reason to raise our voices in celebrations, do we not? We have bested Dravanians and Asines both. Against desperate odds, we have fought and won. But the Primals still plague us, and the Empire still plots our subjugation, and our triumphs, remarkable as they are, were bought at a terrible price. Brave adventurers and allies broken on the steps of faith, and before our eyes in this very room, our dear friend Moonbreda. This is the victory we have wrought, and it is bitter ashes in my mouth. I would sooner stay here and invite those with more appetite to enjoy the feast we set. Alas, it is the royal banquet, and all of our allies will be in attendance. It is our duty to present a united front that we might serve as a beacon of hope to all. It seems I have no choice but to take my own advice. I instructed the others to meet us in Ul'dah that we might make our grand entrance together. Unfortunately, I had to settle for leaving Tatar and Lamin a note. If they do not return quickly, they will have to settle for whatever leftovers I can smuggle out of the fragrant chamber. Oh, real. We got some insider soup. Out to the big soiree, Celosia. Raise a glass for me, eh? Or not. You don't look best pleased. Last something on your mind? Wilred's McFucking dead. By the navigators, Wilred's dead? God damn it, they must know they've been rumbled. I mean, I saw it. I'm like paranoid and checking to make sure that nothing's crashing. I saw it. 'Tis past time we had this talk. After our last conversation, I got to thinking about where certain funds were coming from, so I had to dig around on the quiet like, and sure enough, I found it. Seems a fair bit of coins made its way into the Braves' coffers, courtesy of a Dodo Consortium, a daft name for a business if ever I heard one, which is what first gave me an inkling that something weren't right. So I went through the ledgers again and found another half-dozen donations from organization with stupid, bloody names. Didn't take long to find the common thread. All were owned by Mirage Trust. Oh, I'll give that bastard credit. He showed us up for the amateurs we are. Showed up calling in one of his business a bloody bribery consortium. I don't know what more he could have done to mock our rules on financial contributions. The gods only know how many men of the first and third are taking Telegi's coins. But now we know this, as some of them are. I'd wager my right eye they're the ones that what did for Wilred. The earnest young fool has taken to asking the wrong kind of questions, bound to attract attention. Should have seen it at the time, but I didn't, goddamn me. Still, I don't see what Telegi hopes to accomplish. He had his scheme with all the care of the trunk pissing into the wind. No, he's cleverer than this, so we need to be clever too. That's the only way we'll ever repay the debt of blood. We'll purge every one of them traitorous bastards from our ranks. On that you have my word. Celosia, mind yourself while you're in Ul'dah, yeah? We're heading into a storm. I can smell it. The kind what'll sweep a man overboard and drag him under before he knows it. Oh boy, that's what we in the biz call foreshadowing. I believe we are very extremely close. I think we're like 5 or 4 quests away. And then we have one long cutscene. Question for the viewers who are still in this chat and have not been deterred by the amount of crashing. We still watching that anime tonight? Yeah, I was just gonna ask if you want me to play the credits of the A Realm Reborn. We have been waiting for you, Celestia. The celebration is due to begin shortly. I'd hoped that we might make our introductions together, but Mistress Momodi just sent word that you are needed at the quicksand. Very brave. So I'm gonna, after stream, I'm gonna eat and shower, and then I'll put on the shitty anime. We will go on ahead, Celestia. Pray join us once matters at the quicksand are resolved. Give my regards to Momodi and let her know that I will call upon her anon. Oh, also I'm gonna get alcohol ready for that. Are we gonna save it for hand, by the way? Oh, I was gonna ask if people wanted me to play the credits for the game. Like, it plays after the end of the expansion, but you can skip them. So I was wondering if people wanted me to play them through its entirety, or just to go boop and save it for the end. If there are credits anyways, I believe. I appreciate you dropping in on such short notice, Celosia. I know you've got places to be, so I won't waste your time. Your friend was with the Crystal Bright by the name of Valian, aren't you? Former adventurer? Come to think of it, I'm pretty sure you recruited her yourself. Well, anyway, she came round for a meal not long ago. Before she left, she asked me to give you a message. Said if others ended up dragging you to the feast, I was to see you got it before you made your grand entrance. Meet me at the station with the coffin. There's something I must show you. Sure, message I'll grant you, but she thought long and hard before picking these words. Barely touched her food, too. Under the other circumstances, I'd thought those signs of a troubled heart, but something tells me she ain't planning to ask your thoughts on a gentleman caller. Dust storm. As you stand upon the platform, your thoughts begin to wander, and all too soon the ghosts of comrades lost and enemies slain begin to foul by your mind's eye in solemn procession. Clearing your head, you scan the horizon, but see no signs of Valiant. Straining your ears to listen, you hear the chat of Kieran and buzzing of syrphids, but no approaching footfalls. Sighing, you bow your head, only to notice the vial lying at your feet. Celestia, is that you? What brings you out this way? Lieutenant Alien? Why no, I haven't seen her about. Had she come this way, I guarantee we would have crossed paths and must have passed this spot a dozen times. We're to patrol the city's environs on account of the royal banquets. Captain's orders, you understand? Speaking of which, isn't it about to begin? You should be with the other honored guests enjoying your well-deserved respite. I pray return to Olda Celestia. If I chance to meet the lieutenant, I will tell her you were here.
O Sultanry, hallowed spirit of my line. Through my weakness, the glorious house of Ul has all but disappeared beneath the sands. For want of the strength to raise it up again, it were better that it fall. Forgive me, but I know not what else to do.
Two errors. Drop frames. Okay, as long as the stream doesn't crash, I will take drop frames over it crashing. I'm so paranoid it's gonna crash because it crashed like 2 other times. Like, it never happens, really. The fact that it's crashed twice is a little worrying. Melody. I reckon you head straight to the feast after meeting with Elian. What's the matter, no appetite? So she wasn't there, but this was it. Let's see. It looks like to me like an alchemist file, but beyond that I can't say. Might be best if you hold on for safekeeping though. Anyway, no use worrying about Elian. I'm sure she'll turn up before too long, and when she does, we'll soon find out what she was all in we'll soon find out what this was all in aid for. Besides, you've got more important things to think about. Would you believe that? While you were away, another message arrived for you. Well, one did. One delivered by the Sultana's handmaiden, no less. Seems her grace desires a private audience. Her handmaiden will meet you to the royal promenade and escort you to the Sultana's chambers. So what are you waiting for? Go on then, go. Oh, got boarded.
You needn't trouble yourself so.
Your grace is most kind, but it is no trouble to me, rather an honor. If your grace is ready, I shall summon the warrior of light.
I am.
Everyone looks to be in high spirits.
Yeah. They're not aware of the storm that's coming.
With good cause.
A common victory may serve to unite even the most unlikely of allies.
I'm sorry. You're gonna have to deal with the frame rate. Let me go ahead and
You've brought us one step closer to a united Eorzea.
Hey, it's either the frame rate or the stream crashes, I guess.
Your modesty knows no bounds, antecedent. Were it not for your efforts, Sir Emmerich would never have become such a steadfast ally. When he convinces his countrymen to rejoin the Alliance, we shall all reap the benefits, military and economic. I tell you, we are on the cusp of a new era of unity and prosperity.
Are you sure?
Territorial disputes are all that divide us now. But I have faith that we will find an amicable solution in time.
Are you sure?
And failing that, I'll have my trusty warrior of light box the ears of all concerned. Speaking of whom...
Yeah. The way he speaks to it, like that kind of makes me feel like a
She will
pawn.
be joining us shortly. A matter at the quicksand required her attention, but it did not sound serious.
Okay, I think this is when it's gonna move. I believe this is now when it's gonna tell you upon da 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 da. Cutscenes will be playing in several cutscenes will play in succession. It is best that you. Basically, it just tells you to go pee, get a snack. So we will do that right before this big cutscene. Pretty sure that's it got introduced in the 60s. Thank you for coming, madam. Her Grace is most eager to speak with you. If you require a moment to compose yourself before your audience, you may have it, or if you're ready, it would be my honor to escort you to Her Grace's chambers forthwith. Upon proceeding to the Sultana's bedchamber, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety. Alright, chat. You know what this means, right? We're all getting a bathroom break. Alright. I'll be right back. Alright, guys, we're back. Is everyone back? Is everyone ready? Everyone good? Everyone went to the bathroom, got water, got a snack, etc. Whatever they need to do to prepare for this several cutscenes. Alright, I see one person. Ruya. Alright, we're proceeding. I was hoping it didn't crash while I was on. Sorry if you hear me.
Enter.
I'm very hungry. I just got
Your
myself,
Grace, your guest has arrived.
I just got myself a little snack so I can tide myself over before I actually have to eat like a meal.
Pray, come in and take your ease.
"'Tis well that the steps of faith held against the Horde.
And what of the city proper?
We sustained some few losses, but the heart of our nation yet beats with vigor. I am not certain I could say the same had we not received your most generous aid.
It would be very unfortunate if something bad happens at this banquet.
An attack on Ishgard is an attack on the realm. We stand together or fall divided.
Such noble words after the fact.
I had hoped to speak in the presence of Her Grace, but it seems she has been delayed. That being the case, now would seem as good a time as any. Honored friends, pray allow me to convey Ishgard's warmest gratitude for your part in the defense of our lands. Tis upon the success of this very alliance that my recommendation to throw open the gates of judgment shall be founded. With the blessing of the Archbishop, it is my hope that Ishgard will soon be reunited with her long-estranged sister nations, and that Eorzea shall once more be as one.
Nice little speech you got there. I never got like the little clap. Just like, well, you can't see my hand do it, but they'd have their hands like flat,
Very well.
and then they just go. You know, instead of having their hands like cupped. If it, I don't know if that makes sense.
Is aught amiss?
Nothing to worry about. I shall return anon.
Will you?
You wished a word, Yu Hase?
You may go.
Your Grace.
Let me just check my stream just to make sure it's not crashing.
You must be curious as to the reason for this private audience. The matter I would discuss, however, will soon make apparent the need for discretion.
Why are you consulting me though? I'm just a cat girl.
I intend to abdicate the throne and dissolve the monarchy.
Based?
You have seen for yourself the storm of turmoil that howls through our streets. The government fails in its responsibilities, and my subjects suffer the consequences of our incompetence.
Based?
But I will see them suffer no longer. The victory feast shall provide the stage on which I declare the dissolution of the Sultanate. 'Tis mine intent that the ruling class of our golden city should take its place beside the common man in a fair and equitable republic. No more shall this nation bow to the whims of a privileged few.
Based?
Yet, that which I propose will entail the tearing up of this city's very foundations. And even Roban, with all his strength and influence, will be hard-pressed to keep his footing on such treacherous ground. Thus would I ask you to lend him a steadying hand. You who have endured the wrath of innumerable foes are the one hero in whom I can place my trust. Will you do this thing for me?
I mean, I don't think I could really give helpful advice about, like, collapsing governments and stuff, but yeah, I can try.
I am truly grateful. More grateful than I can well express. Much of my dread for the coming days has been quieted.
Oh boy. She's fucking dead. Oh, and of course, it's your bitch ass.
Your Grace!
Of course, he probably planted it.
Her Grace, the Sultana, is dead.
Are we gonna check a pulse? Are we just gonna presume it?
Poison in her wine?
You're not gonna check for a pulse, buddy?
You did this!
No? I didn't serve the wine, idiot.
Spare us your denials! I see no other suspects, and the room has but the one entrance.
Bruh, how could I have poisoned her wine if I didn't have wine to begin with?
I hereby accuse you of regicide. Men, arrest this viper.
And if you thought that bad, it gets even worse.
Sir, barring a few exceptions, we have detained all those with allegiance to the Scions. The Rising Stones is also under our control.
And what do you hope to achieve with this mutiny?
Why, that which we have striven for all along, Commander. The salvation of Eorzea.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
the meaning of this?
Knights from the homeland. This cannot bode well.
Lord Commander, we have received an urgent message from the Holy See. I am grieved to report that your serpentine foes have resumed their assault. Needless to say, your presence is urgently required. These knights have come to bear you swiftly home to Ishgard.
How convenient.
A surprise attack?
We've had no such word from our men, and the timing is most fortuitous to catch us away from the city.
Most fortuitous indeed.
Lord Commander, we must away.
You have been a most gracious host. I hope that I might one day return the favor. Come, Lucia.
She has my hairstyle.
Whatever is going on in there? Ah, the ever-dutiful brass blades. I must apologize, but my dance card is rather full. Another time, perhaps?
Thancred, of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. You stand accused of committing acts of espionage in service to the Garlean Empire.
Espionage? What in the seven hells are you talking about? Ah, if you're referring to that business with the Ultima weapon, then you must understand, I wasn't myself.
Under interrogation, an Imperial prisoner revealed your involvement in numerous dealings with the enemy. We've also been investigating reports that you are a practitioner of forbidden arts. You'd best come along with us.
You invite me to your party and now you want me to leave? I do so detest receiving mixed signals. Come then. I believe I've lost my appetite for this farce of a celebration.
In the coming battle, you will place Thancred. No, I'm just kidding. Just standing there.
You go too far, Lord Adeleji. By what right do you march armed soldiers into a royal banquet and eject state visitors without her grace's consent? You treat the brass blades as your personal army and show contempt for the throne with your every act. Leave us, now.
Is that an order, General? Mayhap you had mistaken me for one of your flames. You will find I am not so slavishly obedient. As you lecture me on personal armies. As for your outrageous claim that I have shown contempt for the throne, let all here observe that it was not I who feasted while an assassin removed its occupant. I expect this is your idea of defending the nation, is it? This and diluting our forces through these distractions in Cartano and Kurthus. I do begin to see how the ranks of the Immortal Flames came to be riddled with Garlean sympathizers. You are plainly unfit for command.
Wait, goddamn you. Your words make no sense. What assassin?
You mean to say you don't know? We caught the vaunted champion of the Scions in her Grace's private chambers, not moments after the deed was done.
No! No, this cannot be!
Save your breath. You will need it to plead your case. You and your entire order are to be tried for this atrocity. Bring in the prisoner!
This woman stands accused of poisoning Her Royal Majesty Nanamu ul Namo, and is suspected accessories to the crime. All members of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn will be detained for questioning.
Laurentius, I thought you were better than this. Apparently
This
not.
is madness!
Apparently you're still Laurentius, bitch.
What a pity. Who'd have thought your tale would end like this?
Ilberd, what a pity. Who'd have thought you would have been a fucking snake like this?
Should you demand further proof, a vial with traces of the substance used to poison Her Grace was found upon the assassin's person.
How very convenient.
You would speak of convenience? Who persuaded Her Grace to host this celebration? A diversion which presented you and your confederates ample opportunity to commit the crime, and a crowd within which to fade from view. A more convenient occasion I could scarcely imagine.
How dare you! After all we have done for Uldar!
Hold your tongue, witch! I'll not be ensorcelled! I know all about the dark gift that you and your disciples wield. Oh, yes. I've observed how you worked upon the minds of the Alliance leaders, bending them to your will. And what of your cordial relationship with Sir Emmerich? For years, Ishgard abjured all contact with the outside world, and now the Lord Commander of the Temple Knights treats you with the familiarity of a childhood friend. I'll tell you what I think. I think this desperate defense of Ishgard was but a ruse to deceive us into dividing our forces. Your next move will be to charm your Kurthan allies into invading our lands. Now that is truly ridiculous.
How do you even think of this stuff?
She cannot be dead. Stand aside, Ilberd. I want to see the Sultana.
Spare yourself the pain, brother. I saw her with my own eyes. For a mercy, the poison took her swiftly. Her handmaiden can attest to that.
She wasn't in the room.
This cannot be. Nanamo. Nanamo. No!
Plainly, the Royalists can no longer be relied upon to keep our nation safe. And so it falls to the monitorists of the Syndicate to govern Uldar. But should you wish to help us, General, we would be more than happy to entrust the task of planning Her Grace's funeral to you.
What a fucking dickhead. What a fucking asshole. What a fucking bitch ass.
It seems only right that you should bury your precious Sultana, and we will be glad to be rid of that burden.
What? Fucking cunt, man.
I'll bet you will. You more than any man.
Whatever do you mean?
Smug ass bitch.
I mean you had her killed, you black-hearted bastard!
what rot! Though I did have sufficient motive, 'tis true. That young lady caused me no end of grief. She always was a most unwilling puppet. I dare say her grace was grateful that someone thought to cut her strings.
You would mock her, then mock her from hell!
Yes. Go. Go fucking... Yes. Yes. Got him.
Have you lost your mind, General? It is forbidden to draw steel in the royal chambers, much less slaughter our fellow syndicate members. You're one of them. You've been in league with the Scions all along.
Man, maybe all the monsters should just fucking
You're
die.
next, you scheming bastard!
You know what? Just nuke old dog. POV, you're right in.
Oh, Raban!
7 hells!
Admiral, we must leave.
Ah!
How unlike you, old friend. I did not expect to take your arm so easily.
Take the Scions into custody. They have conspired to commit regicide. And arrest this traitor as well.
Ilbert, I hope you choke on their coin.
'Tis better than the dirt I've supped on these long years. We can't all abandon Alamigo and become great war heroes as you have. You are not the man you once were, Raban. Since that girl strapped the yoke around your neck, you've become docile. She took the mad bull and cut off his balls, and a bull that cannot rot is fit for naught but slaughter.
That's the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
Shall I tell you who really killed your precious Sultana? It was me.
You die! I never doubted you, not for a moment. But there is more to this than I yet understand. Flee this place. Clear your names.
Raban. If you ever
Find
need
out
a
who's
hand,
behind this
please
plot.
let me
It is the
know.
only way. Now go!
Ah, there you are.
Thancred, where have you been?
That's a good
Avoiding the fumbling advances of some very persistent admirers. When I realized the celebrations had turned sour, it seemed prudent to slip away and take stock of the situation. 'Twould appear that much of the city is already under tight guard. It occurs to me that expanding the Brass Blade's authority may not have been such a wonderful idea after all.
Hi, Chili. You made it just for the end of Rome Reborn, actually.
The success of this plan was contingent upon those thugs having the run of the place. Just how long has this scheme been in motion?
And hopefully, after all the crashing and all the stream issues.
The careful preparations, the maneuvering of forces. I am inclined to agree with the General's insistence that a deeper plot exists here.
So, would I be right in thinking we now have an excuse to pummel as many brass blades as we like?
Unless you plan on pummeling them all, I'm not sure that will greatly aid our cause.
The Sultana's assassination was but one part of the scheme. We too were its targets. And though we did not share poor Nanamo's fate, we are yet hobbled by the charges laid at our door. Where now might we seek refuge?
Where indeed, we may safely assume that our foe is thought to have the Rising Stones watched.
Forgive me for stating the obvious, but our choice of destination will matter little if we cannot secure an escape route out of Ulda. Happily, I believe I can provide one. Papa Shan once told me about the passages hidden in the walls of the palace. If I recall correctly, the fireplace in Animo's chambers conceals the entrance to a tunnel. It should lead outside the city and allow us to avoid any messy confrontations.
Yeah, I can never get over the fact how young Thancred looks in these fucking in-game engine smooth, like, what, 18, 19-year-old anime dude? No, my man's like 35. Or 32 or something. And then, like, when you see the rendered trailers and everything, you could see he's old.
The rest of you go on ahead. I'll handle this lot.
By
Baby
yourself?
face. Lack of textures in the game.
I suppose I shall just have to join you.
Crystal Braves too, huh? Now this should be interesting.
Ida! Papalimo!
I don't think it works that way.
We will hold our pursuers here. Hurry, now. Find this tunnel of Thancred's.
Black Mage King, yeah. Minfilia, don't dawdle, dude.
Minfilia, we cannot linger.
Now look what you've done.
Ida, are you all right? There are just too many of them.
I'm fine. I could do this all day. How about you?
Yeah,
nearing the
for
end
sure.
of my
And the
tether.
voice acting. I mean, the JP voice acting was good to begin with, but like, Heaven's Sword, the English voice acting is so much better. No.
This is so stupid. We're the scions of the Seventh Dawn. The ones who stand between this realm and the evil that's trying to destroy it.
POV. All Paladin run.
And if you think we'll leave the stewardship of Eorzea to the likes of your masters, then you're sorely mistaken.
I think it's also like writing and translation.
Sorry I dragged you into this, Papalymo.
'Tis hardly the first time, and I'll be damned if it will be the last.
I just meant I missed Stiledgy getting turned into a hash brown. Oh man. Yeah, that's my favorite part of the full cutscene.
Let them have it, Ida!
I was hoping you'd say that.
Wait, isn't that just Monk LP3?
I never knew such a watercourse existed beneath Uldar.
Where do you think all the shit goes?
The architecture is of the Sildine style, if I'm not mistaken. The ancients plainly foresaw the need for a ready means of escape.
This way!
I kind of wish they add like some little details for like the Warrior of Light and stuff, like the gear switching and stuff, like all the other mythologies.
Well, that didn't take long. It seems these tunnels were not as secret as I'd hoped.
That'd be a nice little touch.
You two go on ahead. Thancred and I will deal with this.
What do you mean to do?
Minfilia, shut the fuck up and start running.
Only that which is required to ensure that the dawn's light survive to brighten the morrow.
Yeah, I think...
Fear not, antecedent. You haven't seen the last of these fair features.
My friends.
Leave us!
Yeah, like the Dumbo Catboy does. That'd be a nice touch, because I got Mikote ears. I hear something. I don't my ears move. I don't my
What is the plan, milady? Shall I take the dozen on the left and you the dozen on the right? The odds are not exactly stacked in our favor.
Numbers will count for little when I bring the tunnel down upon their heads. Though I cannot say I relish the thought of being entombed with you for all eternity.
You wound me. I will have you know that many a maid would kill for the chance to spend forever at my side. Now, may I have the last dance?
Especially holding lantern by the globe. Yeah.
Well, this is going splendidly. Now would be a good time, milady!
'Tis done.
POV White Maid told you.
Forgive me, Mitra.
Farewell.
Heidelin, she speaks to me. No. I must remain behind. But you cannot stay with me.
Why?
Please, you must go on. You are the warrior of light. You are hope for the Scions and for all the realm. As long as your flame continues to burn, the light of the dawn may ever be relit. You must escape and save Eorzea from those who would plunge it into darkness. Tis the only way.
This cutscene is like an hour long. Probably longer.
I am glad to see you safe, my friend. Damn that man!
Final steps of fate where Wald does something other than nod. I do have emotion.
Leggy played me for a fool. I thought the crystal brave's mine till the very moment I felt the blade at my back.
The vault, my favorite.
There will be ample time for soul-searching later. For now, we must put some arms between us and Ul'dah.
Well, how else will they know it's us, though? We're the one who nods. Hey!
Well, would you look who it is? Need a ride? I doubt it'll be half as exciting as the last trip we took. Not if I have anything to say about it anyway. Let's not dawdle, eh? All aboard!
Yeah.
I was stocking up on supplies over in Vesper Bay, you see, when your sister come up and begged a favor. Said her brother was having some trouble down in Uldar, and likely needed a helping hand getting away.
Also, there's a one scene, I don't want to spoil it for the rest of the chat, where, it's kind of obvious that nodding is the way the Scions acknowledge you. And you acknowledge the Scions. All you do is nod.
Thinking them ruins would make a fine hiding place, I decided to try there first. And lo and behold, there you were.
45 minutes.
Aye, and judging by them soldiers as were pouring out of the city, I arrived not a moment too soon.
I guess we're almost finished.
Must have been fate that we happened to find you there, though, eh?
I had thought to look out for Alize, but it would appear she was the one watching over me. I've made such a mess of things.
Yeah, but then also imagine this one and then the Enter the Heavens word. That would be like...
And who might you be, young sir?
So long. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Pippin Terrapin, Vice Marshal of the Immortal Flames. I had been on the Alamegan front these past few moons, but an urgent communication called me back to Uldar. Scarce had my boots touched the cobbles, though, when the streets erupted with cries of assassination. I immediately went in search of answers, and came across Master Alfino here. Needless to say, I did not think his imprisonment justified. The blame plainly lies with the Monitarists. Their greed and corruption are well known to me, but for them to take advantage of the situation with such alacrity...
How to tell if the Warrior of Light is not fine. They do not nod when you ask if they're okay.
Was that Pippin, you said? Ain't that the name of General Alden's lad?
Yeah, his new VA is much better.